Then we're there. Don't forget that, please.
It's mine. Don't worry about it. You have one.
I don't care if it's yours.
But I'll remember it. I'll be sure to remember it. Otherwise, somebody's gonna be very confused later and like, what is this?
Yeah. What? Yes.
On it, like, Sorry. Oh.
Ahem.
Sorry. So sorry.
Need to. There we go. There we go. So there's the coffee spot. There's the camera spot. All is right, except that it took her too long to get it ready.
Oh, no. While you're primping, where's your name tag? Fix your collar. Sunglasses aren't on. You're already failing. Hey, I recognize that face. That's a new friend of mine.
Who's that?
Up in the top right corner.
Oh, I can't see that far. It's a long way away. Good freaking morning.
Hola.
There you go. Now you're there.
You were in my way, as usual.
Not true. Welcome to Monday. Today is actually Wednesday.
Okay, good.
Oh, you lived up to your name today.
Oh.
You were late Liz today. It was great. On Wednesdays, Elizabeth and I are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't freaking know.
What is wrong with you today?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Typically, we go to the gym, to jiu-jitsu, at 6 a.m. And
oh my God, I'm
Liz
still
was
salty
late
about it.
this morning. What time did you get to the gym this morning? Oh, you didn't make it. Because what? You overslept.
My alarm didn't go off.
That's a likely excuse.
My phone.
You were scared.
Oh.
You were scared.
I can't wait to
nervous. Scared. Ryan says it's Wednesday, but Phil's having a case of the Mondays. Yeah. Screw you, Ryan. You don't know what you're talking about. Gordon, good morning. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday.
Oh,
What?
Still mad about that.
Good. Stay mad.
My phone died overnight.
You would think. How long have you had a telephone? A cellular device.
You said a telephone.
I know.
That is
a cellular.
You're old.
Telephone. How long have you had one of them doodads?
Long time.
How many years have you been plugging it in at the end of every evening?
That's a typing.
Hi, Dad. Vinny's the other ugly one.
Oh my God. Yes, I know. I messed up. It's 110% my fault. Jeez. It's just...
Yes, you're right. But you still try to use it as an excuse. It just died on me. I don't understand why.
It's all my fault. It's all my fault.
Daniel, good freaking morning, sir. Today's actually going to be a nice day. It's not a great day to have the Mondays because it's going to be freaking nice outside. It's going to be like 50 degrees.
I'm going to work outside today.
And then, how do we do that?
We got a big backyard.
I want to work outside today.
The neighbors might get a little irritated with all the sound.
Yes.
Don't go in your backyard and shoot. I mean, maybe you can.
Maybe some people can.
Some people can.
I used to could.
I used to could too, except my dad moved away, took away all my land.
Well, sucks. Don Fitz, yo. It's the day to finish Christmas lights. That's no joke. If you do Christmas lights, yeah, today would be a good day to get out and do those. I did them like 3 weeks ago or something when it was like 70 degrees in November. How do I want to say this? I very much dislike decorating.
That's probably true of most guys.
And
of most people.
But I dislike doing something and being frozen on a 2-story roof while it being something I dislike even more. So I did it a couple weeks ago.
Why don't you hire one of them cool companies that come in?
Because I also like money.
That's valid.
I don't want to give somebody money when I can teeter on the edge going, whoa, whoa.
You like that adrenaline rush.
I like that.
You're an adrenaline
I like
junkie.
the $82 that I saved or whatever it's going to cost me.
82?
Yeah.
I would 100% pay $82 to
I would
have
pay
somebody
$82.
mount my Christmas
Yes.
lights.
You have a husband. You just send him up there.
Our house is so blocked by trees and everything, it's almost... That's our excuse.
Anyway.
And cars.
Roof goes up.
Have you seen those cars that drive around with the lights all over their car?
My neighbor's got one.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
That is so much cooler than a house.
And the kid it is a kid. He's 19, 20 years old, maybe. And his car is done. He's got a really nice car, too. But he's got freaking Christmas lights all over it. And it looks
That's probably the Beamer I saw driving through Afton the other day.
Brooke, I am definitely the Grinch. I have, every year for Christmas, I get Grinch something. Underwear, T-shirts, sweatshirts, sweatpants. I got it all. Because Christmas makes me crazy.
He's the car's paint so bad.
It scratches the car's
paint
paint so bad.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. I'm sure.
Good morning, Mom.
Daniel, you're having a hard time this
Go
morning.
back to bed.
Yes.
Get some coffee.
I know right now he just corrected himself and he's like, damn it, that one's wrong too.
It's the story of my life. Anyway,
what are we talking about today, Miss Elizabeth?
get a Grinch tattoo.
Ooh,
You should.
I wouldn't mind.
We were talking about Vinny's, he should get a tattoo. I call him the resident machine gun. Just ATF, just calm down.
Yeah.
Like, just, but he should get a tattoo on his finger, a serial number. He should get his finger serialized. It's pretty funny.
Oh, we have people outside. We don't have anything else going on
Nope,
this
I already
morning.
looked.
Okay. There's a weird car out there I don't recognize.
Speaking of.
Go on.
This is where you're supposed to, finish my sentence based off the topic at hand.
I am not doing that. Because I don't know what's going on in your brain.
We were talking about transitional spaces.
Look, I had just asked you that. What are we talking about today? And wanted you to explain it.
Hence the reason I tried to set it up. He failed. It's okay.
Let's try that again.
It's Monday.
There's a car outside I don't recognize. Who the heck is that? Oh, it's definitely somebody who's early.
That's okay.
He's
We
in
got
uniform.
29
Yeah.
minutes. Anyway, so
There's a car outside. Over there, yonder, there's a car I do not recognize. What shall we do?
What if you're walking out your front door and there's somebody and it's 4:30 in the morning and there's a car sitting outside your house that you don't recognize and there's somebody in it?
Are you asking me or are you asking them?
I'm asking you. I mean, it's just for food for thought.
Oh, I walk up to the car and I kick the door in. Boom! Hey! What do you want? No, you don't go out there. Don't go out. If I was getting ready to leave to go to the gym, when I leave to go to the gym, I usually leave my house 5:30. If I'm going to walk out to my car and I see a car sitting in the street, looks like it's running or not, doesn't really matter. But there's somebody sitting at the end of my driveway in the street, in front of my house in the street, with a car I don't recognize, I'm not walking outside. I'm going to try to figure out what the heck they're doing. Now, if it looks like they're on their phone, I mean, some of these freaking Amazon deliveries anymore come stupid early.
Super early.
If it looks like they're doing something on their phone and looking for, then I'm going to walk outside and do my thing. But if it looks like they're looking around or whatever, if I can see that, I'm going to take some time. Now, am I going to stand there forever because they're waiting for the neighbor kid to come outside because they're leaving early to go somewhere? Probably not.
The big picture here is you got curious.
Yes.
And you
think through the problems and what the potentials could be. Like, hey, okay, I'm going to decide I need to go wherever I'm going. In this case, I'm going to the gym. Do I need to go? No. Do I really want to go? Yes, because violence in the morning is good.
I mean, you could have walked outside and experienced the same thing.
Yes, but
but you might not have won that fight.
Yes, exactly. So if I can see that and recognize it, at least then it gives me something to pay attention to when I decide, okay, I feel totally fine to walk out to my car. Now, if I go and I unlock my car and all of a sudden their door's open, I'm probably backing back up. Like, what do you want? But because I notice them, I have the opportunity to make decisions. Right? If I didn't notice them, why are you cackling?
I wasn't cackling. Now I'm cackling.
Oh shit! I've totally lost my train of thought.
You drunk? Drunk on coffee and violence, apparently. We should change the Starbucks logo to have like clenched fists or something. So Don says, out here in the boonies, the person probably OD'd. So just to clarify something, it's all in the totality of the environment.
Yeah.
You know, like if you, where you are, where this transitional space is, what time it is, the, you know, do your neighbors frequently have people over, you know, at weird hours? Like all of those things matter. And that's why getting curious and asking the questions, investigating a little bit further, makes sense before you just like, well, it's time to go, and well, whatever. That's probably nothing. That's what I don't want you to say. It's probably nothing. I want you to think about it a little bit. And what I was cackling about was my mom says, look for fog and scary music, because 100% that changes the.
We need a fog machine. Who out there has a fog machine? Because we got to shoot a video.
We got to do that.
We have to. Man, I've got some ideas. We could have some fun with that. But
Gordon says, oh, this Thursday is the last IDPA match, so coming.
Last one for 2024.
Yep. The last time I called the cops on a running car parked in front of my house at 0:30, it was prom night. Couldn't afford a room. Ryan Harrison, you getting new legs? Where did I miss it? Are there any footprints on the windshield? What the heck, you guys? Oh boy, I might have missed something.
What?
Ryan says, see you guys next year when I don't have two broken legs.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing better, buddy.
Oh, man, I gotta go blow my nose. You keep going. Have fun. See you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, I gotta go this way. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Don't trip.
I almost tripped. Dude, that would have been great if I tripped over that. And
the chair chose violence today, too.
I really thought about trying to jump over the couch. That would have been hysterical.
Anyway, so what is a transitional space? You're transitioning between one space and another. You're going through a parking lot. You're walking back to your car after you leave the game. You are leaving your house, walking out to your car from your front door, or walking into your house. A lot of those times, those transitional spaces you're very distracted by squirrels, either real ones or hypothetical ones, and can you be quiet over there?
The coffee overfilled, so now I'm cleaning up a freaking mess.
So a lot of times we're distracted. So if I'm leaving the grocery store or something, that's pretty much all I do is go to the grocery store and go home. But if I'm leaving the grocery store and I need to leave Schnucks and still need to go to Aldi or something, am I looking at my phone, going through my list of items, you know, checking in with my husband to see what else we need, or am I distracted while I'm moving from one place to the other? A lot of times, yes. And a lot of times that's when bad guys pick up on that stuff. You're very distracted, and you're not paying attention while you're walking through those spaces. Not only do you need to be aware of people and bad guys, but don't run into a pole or get hit by a car by somebody who's texting because they're not paying attention. There's so many things to pay attention to, and we're not just saying that there's bad guys out there. So one thing that is, unfortunately, I wouldn't say common, but in the bad guy world, it's fairly common. Oh, he's back.
I made it.
Good job.
I'm here.
Super proud of you. Is, you know, when you're leaving your house or coming up to your house, are you paying attention to what's around you? Is there, I know it sounds silly, but is there somebody hiding in the bush or around the corner? Because that is oftentimes how people gain access into your house. When you're unlocking it, you've got your arms full, you're coming home from work and your arms are full of stuff. Or in my case, this is something I've recently thought about because of a student asking this question. When I go to the gym on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm wearing a gi, so I'm not wearing a gun. I'm not wearing, that would be very awkward on the mats. I'm not.
We should do it.
Blue guts. But yes,
Could
I
you
agree.
imagine the look on somebody else's face when your gi comes up or open or something?
Like, whoa, what's that? Just practicing.
Awesome.
So Don Fitz brings up something important too. So, Nick, no, I'm not shooting on Thursday. I actually have something else to do, but I need to come start shooting matches. I do. I am so busy. Don says, don't get tunnel vision on the strange car because it might be a distraction. That is
100%.
also true.
Yeah.
Or that person coming up to your doorbell. Like, say you're inside and there's a lady banging on the door saying, hey, somebody help me. Or, they're making you think that, they need help. And, of course, you want to be a helper. You open the door for them, and then there comes their buddy behind them. There's a channel on YouTube called Doorbell Mania, I think. And it's all these door cam videos. Get on the Neighbors app. The things that you see on these doorbell cameras is insane. There are people that come up to the door and they pretend they need something, or they'll follow people into the door. As soon as you unlock it, here they come right around the corner. And now that you have an open house, they'll shove you inside, and now they have access to you and your house. I had a student, or you had a student. Was it? Oh, they all blend together. But with their stories, I live in Baldwin. Nothing's bad's gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
Don't.
I've had several in classes. One very recently, who had somebody essentially trying to hack through the side of his house. Tried to go through a window and then was trying to break through the side of the house. I don't remember if this one was in the middle of the day or the middle of the night. I kind of think this one was at night. I've had a student who had his front door kicked in the middle of the day in Baldwin. I don't remember. You think this one was?
I think it was in the day because
daytime?
Yeah.
I know he had his. I know it was him and his wife and his grandchild. I don't remember if it was grandson or granddaughter, but his grandkid with him, and it was scary. He was scared.
I had a lady that sat in the classroom, and she said that some guy came up to her sliding glass doors and was trying to talk to her kids through the door and trying to get into the house while she was asleep upstairs. Woke up, realized what was going on, obviously immediate panic and all that sort of thing. That guy was trying to get into houses. He used to live in the neighborhood. He was on drugs, out of his mind, that sort of thing. That's scary, and that was right down the street. There was another student that, I don't remember if it was your or my student, but said that some guy snuck underneath his garage door as it was coming down. That's a really easy place to get distracted. You get into your garage, you hit the little button, and then starts going down, and little do you know, somebody sneaks in and is in your garage now, and he put this guy at gunpoint and robbed his house. So, and that was in the middle of the day, like less than a mile down the street. So, the likelihood of things happening changes, obviously with your environment and things like that. But don't drop your guard just because you live in Baldwin or you're in Baldwin. You're a quick trip across the street here, or something like that. How often
do you hear that stuff? Like, well,
my gosh.
I live in Chesterfield, or I live in Baldwin or Ellisville or whatever.
Yep.
All very safe places, but also target rich places.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I'm too...
Yes. Being too aggressive with the camera. Taking over.
So, Jennifer, I'm sure you'll watch later and screenshot a funny picture of us or something. If you haven't already, can you please talk about tools we can keep on us or in our purses that might help, or techniques for making us less desirable targets? Thank you. So Don Fitz brings up a good point, especially for home, is have a Malinois to meet everybody at the door. I think having a dog is a fantastic deterrent. It doesn't have to be a big dog. It can be a little dog too. That noise and that attention that they're getting is not something that bad guys want. So that can be a deterrent. I let my dog bark at the door when there's somebody that I don't know at the door. Whether it's a salesman or whether it's the mailman or somebody dropping off a package, I will let him. He has a little spot right in front of the TV. He jumps on the coffee table in front of the TV and he puts his face out the bay window. It's right there at the door and he just barks. I have a big black German Shepherd, so he's slightly terrifying. And I let him do that. And then I tell him good boy for barking at the bad guy. there's a whole aspect of training to that. He's a very sweet dog. Anyway, so what about when you're moving between those transitional spaces? What?
I mean, there's so much to talk about here because I kind of want to talk about dogs. That's not the answer.
No, it's not. But it is a deterrent.
It's a potential answer, depending on what your dog is. A lot of people think, well, I've got a dog, nobody's coming in here. That's not necessarily true.
No.
And, I mean, I've got a dog. My dog would be useless.
You're not supposed to tell everybody that. The bad guys are watching.
Nobody is going to care about my dog if they come to my house. I have had a dog that would eat you if you came in the house and would wag his tail the whole time he was doing it, but he would chew you into little pieces. I do not have that right now. I have a dog that somebody who's scared of dogs because it's a dog would like, nope, I'm going to pick a different place. But
it's just,
and a lot of dogs, there are a lot of dogs. If you don't know for sure that your dog would go after somebody, most of the time they won't. People think they will.
I don't rely on my dog as a weapon.
Yeah,
he's a super sweet dog, and he barks at people. He has a big voice, and he is a deterrent, and that kind of goes into things that make you less of a target. And
I would agree with that.
And I would never rely on my dog to be a weapon. He's not trained that way, and that's not the point. The point is for people to see him, strangers that come up to my door to see him and know otherwise. He will also bark at my sister and my mom as they come up to the door, but as soon as the door opens and they walk in, he's just happy as can be, giving his dolphin kisses and all kinds of stuff. So he does. He like jumps up and like gives you a little boop on the nose, like perfect. But my point is there are things that you can do to deter people from seeing you. What is so funny?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Don. He says my dog has a support human, which is true. We support him. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to it. All right, we got 15 minutes. So deterrence. Even if you are 90 pounds soaking wet and you don't carry any tools on you for to have a force equalizer or things like that, there are things that you can do to deter bad guys from looking at you as a victim. And I think that is one of the biggest aspects of this. A question was posed to us is like, what if you're a female all by yourself walking through a parking lot, a dark parking lot, and you don't have any other choice. There's nobody there to watch you get to your car. It's a bad time of night. It's a bad area. All these things in consideration. So one thing that John Correa says, it's a really awesome thing, is don't do stupid things at stupid times with stupid people. And there's like the 4 rules of stupid. So that's a really big consideration, first and foremost. You know, if you're gonna go somewhere and you are going to have to walk back through a bad area or whatever, or just by yourself at night, try to avoid those situations. Try to avoid going to the ATM and the gas stations in bad areas at night. So try to avoid those things first and foremost. You win 100% of the fights that you don't get into. Another thing is if you're absolutely forced to, let's say you work at a place where you have to walk to the parking lot by yourself at the end of the night and you're the only one there and it's dark, it's in a bad area. The question was asked, was like, should I get on my phone with my husband, so that way somebody knows what I'm doing, and it would deter them thinking that somebody on the other line could call the cops or do something. And I think that that's a common misunderstanding, just because we feel so safe around our spouses a lot of times, and if they're on the other end of the line, then they're going to be able to call 911 for me, or in any case, even let's just say you were on the phone with 911, like they're several minutes away from you. And these things happen incredibly fast. So I would not get on the phone, mostly for the reason you are now distracted and you look distracted. You being on the phone talking to somebody, even with the intention that you have, is a distraction. And if you can pay attention and make it obvious that you're paying attention, that is going to be a huge deterrent first and foremost. Flashlights are wonderful tools to keep on you, to use it as a way to light up your area. If you even have something in your hand like this, whether or not they know what it is, let's say you don't even have it on, they might think it's a flashlight, a pepper spray, or something like that, and that is another deterrent. Like, well, they have some sort of weapon on them. Bad guys don't want difficult fights. They want easy victims, ones that they can snag that aren't paying attention, the ones that they can take advantage of. And our best bet is to pay attention, walk proud, act like you're paying attention, act like you own that space, because you are going to look visually unappealing to someone who just wants an easy target. So one story that I've heard you tell multiple times is about the guy sitting on the park bench.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to tell that story?
Sure.
I think you tell it much better than I do.
So there's our watch is blowing up with stuff, so I don't know where we're at time-wise. But
We're good on time.
where'd you go?
We've got 10
Okay.
minutes.
This is on video of a guy sitting on a park bench, and he's looking for somebody to take advantage of, right? And you can see him, he's kind of looking around and watching people and stuff, and some woman walks by who's got her head up, and she's looking around, and he jumps off this bench right at her and tries to startle her, essentially, to get a response out of her. Well, you could see as she's walking into the frame of the video, she sees him and something feels off, and she looks right at him. He jumps up at her. All she does is keep looking at him and walks right past him. A few minutes go by. He's sitting back on the bench. He sees, oh, my phone's right there. He sees somebody walking by doing this.
It's a guy.
It's a man.
Man.
Okay, who should be a harder target because physically it's a bigger person, right? The woman would typically be an easier target to take advantage of physically. This man walks by, but he's distracted looking at his phone. The guy jumps off the park bench, shoves him out into traffic, drops his phone, drops his car keys. The bad guy picks up his phone and car keys and walks away as the guy he just shoved into the street gets hit by a box truck. It's crazy. Now, the guy got hit by a box truck, got super lucky, actually hit him in the head. The guy's laying on the ground, box truck rolls up, the tire hits his face.
Oh my gosh.
But the tire was locked up and it was skidding, so it just pushed him. It didn't roll over him. It was crazy.
Road rash?
Oh yeah, he got rashed up pretty bad. But he survived it.
That's nuts.
But he got taken advantage of because he was lost in this little world that's 8 inches in front of his face. Stay off of that freaking thing. Stay off of that damn thing and pay attention to what the hell's going on around you. That woman, who was the easier target, walked away from that simply because she was paying attention.
I will tell my boys as we're walking through parking lots, walking to our...
Meat cran. Holy crap.
There's a whole lot of stuff going on there.
Oh, boy.
But I will tell my boys, 5 and 14, stay off your devices. You are not allowed to get your devices out while we're walking through parking lots, walking to the car, anything like that. And I try to keep their fussing down to a minimum. It's like, we're not having these battles while we're walking through the parking lot. I don't want them to distract me. I want us to just get to the car, and then if you feel like battling each other, whatever, we'll have that conversation then. But in the parking lot, in those transitional spaces, is not the time. Because a mother distracted with her kids is definitely a distracted person.
Easy target.
And
Can I talk about something real quick, or you got somewhere you want to go? Okay.
I mean, I got.
No, I mean somewhere you want to go.
No, you're good.
Vocally.
Always.
Yes, I know. Playing the wolf. This is something we've talked about on here a couple of times. This is a great way to have an understanding of things that you probably do as well. But go to a mall, go to like Chesterfield Valley Outlet Mall, outdoor mall where you see people that are walking around. They're walking to their cars, especially this time of year. Holidays coming up and people are getting presents for people and stuff. And just sit and watch. We call it playing the wolf. You think about how you can take advantage of somebody. You see that person who's carrying all these bags and yelling at their kid as they're walking through the parking lot, and cars are avoiding them because they're not even paying attention to the cars they're walking out in front of, and how easy it would be for you to take advantage of them and do whatever. Maybe it's to steal the stuff. Maybe it's to steal the kid. Maybe it's just to punch somebody in the face for the sake of punching somebody in the face. But sit down, think about, play the wolf. Don't be the wolf. Don't act on this.
Okay, I gotta interrupt because
All right,
Nick says, "What if we don't have a wolf costume?" Now I know you're being silly, but that is real.
Yeah.
Because if you don't if you can't visualize things that people are capable of, then you are already behind the curve, because you need to actually let your brain go that direction, because you don't think like a bad guy. You don't, hopefully, not naturally. Those people live that lifestyle without a second thought. It is, we were just talking about this yesterday, like with the difference in, people will look at a child or, an innocent person as something to sell, and they don't care any way, shape, or form. So if you can start to let your brain, I'm not telling you it's easy. It is incredibly difficult to visualize hurting somebody, to visualize kidnapping a kid, or any of that stuff. But you can't truly understand what people are capable of, and you will be so naive to violence in general if you can't let your brain go down that path, at least to understand what humans are capable of. You watch scary movies, you watch these serial killer movies, and you just tell yourself, like, it's just a movie, it's just a movie. Yep. But there's some aspect of that. Someone came up with that. They wrote it on a piece of paper. That is something that was in their head. We all are capable of doing this. Every single one of us. What people are willing to be violent for, or hurt people for, is probably out of the realm of your head.
It is very difficult. It is very difficult to, as a good person, you have a really hard time understanding how anybody else could walk up to somebody they don't know and simply punch them in the face, or try to steal their stuff, like to just root through their car and steal their things, or
shove you out in the street and steal your phone.
Whatever. You can't visualize that because you're a good person. That's good. Try and understand what you are actually capable of doing, what a human is capable of doing, and you'll be better prepared to look for it and see it in other people. All right, we got to go.
Okay.
I've got a meeting. You've got calls. I don't even know if we answered what Jenny wanted us to answer.
We did. I think so. Yeah.
All right. If not, she'll email us. I also saw she sent us an email. I haven't read it yet, so
No, I haven't seen it either. Okay.
Right. Anyway, you guys have a super awesome day. If you need something, come see us, 14803 Manchester Road in beautiful Baldwin, Missouri. 10 to 8, Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 6. You guys stay safe, be nice to one another, and we'll catch you soon.
Toodles.
Later.